Next, colored pencils. You know that I mostly use Prismacolors and polychromases. Maybe when I do really realistic botanical illustration like Layla Duley, I tend to select as my base polychromos pencils, mostly because I prefer their dark colors. In Prismacolor, as a darkest color, we have dark green, and I don't like its hue. For me, it's not very natural. Colors which we have in polychromos, they are better. And when I try to create my color combos, lightest color, mid-tone and dark color, of course I need to select again. Do I want to go with regular greens or with yellow greens? Today I won't be discussing blue, green, aqua green colors. So if we talk about polychromos, my yellow-green favorite color combo consists of earth green yellowish or May green. They for me are almost identical. There is no difference. I just grab the first one which I managed to find. Then permanent green olive as a main mid-tone, and darkest color will be chrome oxide green. I lost count of the leaves which I did with this color combo. It's my favorite and I always use it as a base. Then of course you can proceed by adding a little bit of yellow to shade it with brown, to add kaput more to color, to add something from green gold color palette. Well, that's the base, and then we can add variations to the color leaf. So we have earth green, yellowish, that's permanent green olive, sorry guys, we will proceed when the air receiving is over. My second favorite color combo consists of earth green. It's actually good when you need to color pine tree, for example. Then I have juniper and pine. If you talk about Prismacolors, in yellow-green family, I love to start sometimes from ginger root, sometimes from lime peel. Depends how light you want your leaves to be. Then of course olive green. But the strange thing is that in couple of sets which I own by Prismacolor, olive slightly defines. Sometimes it has more yellowish hue, sometimes it's closer to Prussian green. Also a very good warm color combo which I love to use especially for grass, it's ginger root plus marine. In second color family, we can start with pale sage, then to proceed with sap green, and we have Prussian green. And that's where difficulty starts. If I need something darker, I usually dislike to use dark green, and quite often I select one of polychromos pencils. Or I simply use for shading maybe blue color, maybe one of dark greens. Well, we will need it in a moment because I will show you what additional pencils I use from time to extend this color palette. Pencils from different brands, but before I also want to show you other couple of my favorites. I don't have a lot of luminance pencils, and you may laugh, but I have only one green. But that's a green which I absolutely love, and it has this very pleasant creamy texture of luminance and very pleasant light color. It's middle verde green. If you, just like me, build slowly your collection of luminance, I can definitely recommend very nice, very pleasant color. It's especially helpful for final blending. And also I want to show you a couple of colors which I love from Derwent Drawing. It's actually color combo which I can't wait to use for Christmas pictures, for Christmas pine trees. Color which I love, it's distant green. It's beautiful by itself, and I even used it once for green skin of the troll in Christine Karen books. So that's distant. In these new colors we have a very interesting grayish green colors which I love and which I consider quite unique. And we have that spruce, which actually hint what we can color with this pencil. If I would color a tree, maybe instead of distant green, I would select something slightly more bluish. So in this color combo, we can use also this pencil, which they considered as blue, but for me it's like greenish gray. The name is Ash Blue. So I'm ready to December, to Christmas tree, if I survive. And with these colors I plan to do interesting bluish spruce trees, because sometimes it's just boring to do only classic green trees, and this color combo definitely will look quite nice. So that's my recommendation if you purchase individual Derwent Drawing pencils. And now I want to show you a couple of pencils from other sets which I consider quite helpful to add them to this basis. For example, in polychromos, we definitely lack lightest colors. I am very happy that in those newest colors, they added very light pastel shades. Finally, probably you won't have to add lightest shades from other brands. So that's what I actually do right now, and I will show you what I also can recommend to use for realistic green leaves. Brand where you can find plenty of lovely realistic greens, it's Japanese Erojoten. If you followed my latest color along where I colored composition with fruits, French edition of Japanese book, there I used several of the lightest shades from Erojoten, like this mist green, sage green, then moss green, and they work very well, especially with Prismacolors. The downside of these pencils is that they are demanding to paper quality, so it's unpredictable. Sometimes I would say that they work better on smooth and in the same time hard pencil, because they are pigmented by in the same time they are quite hard. They are able to give you enough color, they are able to maintain nice tip for a long time, but sadly they are not suitable for all surfaces. I was extremely lucky when I found that in that book they work quite well. They also work not bad in those huge books by Leila Dewley, both Wonderful Planet and Walk in the Woods. So if I need additional colors to add to my bases, I can get something from my Erojoten pencils, and I think that in many places you can purchase them individually, so you don't need the full set. Actually, they have plenty of nice colors, a lot of them muted pastel, but well, that's also a problem with paper. And second set where I love light green colors, it's Pastel Art. Here we can clearly see pastel colors in both families. For yellow-green, there are plenty of light colors like begonia, like cowslip, juniper lime, even the sunflower. You can add them to any of these color combos. Or if you run out of some pencils, you can grab something here. And also, in this color combo, earth green, juniper, and pine green, I am not a huge fan of earth green. I don't know, but this pencil is never was my favorite. So quite often I can grab something here. All this daylily, savannah, bayberry, angelica. You can see that they similar, slightly different, and any of them you can easily use to extend this color palette with juniper, with pine green, and by combining Pastel Art and polychromos, you can get better leaves with more visible lighter color, mid-tone, and shadow color. For me, never was a problem that these pencils are wax-based and polychromos are oil-based. I mix all the time pencils on different base, and again never had any problems with blending, with layering, so I mostly look at colors. And there are several similar sets like Arteza pastel tints. For me, Pastel Art, these pastel colors, they are probably the best. From time to time I also use similar shades from a Black Art set which I own, but they are slightly more dry, and this pastel tints, I think that they blend better with polychromos. So my choice to extend color palette would be to purchase this Pastel Art pastel tint. I'm not a huge fan of this company, but this set is lovely. I honestly think about purchasing their new thematic sets with more muted colors, but I'm not sure because I know that they are waxy, not self-sufficient, you need to use them only as addition to other colors, so I am still full of doubts. If you have your opinion about their new sets where they have one set of muted colors, then sets dedicated to spring, to summer, maybe you can recommend me a nice review to be able to make a final decision. Do I need them, or maybe to forget and to concentrate on my main sets? If we talk about budget pencils, in Arteza set, I always was in love with their yellow-green color combo, which consists of pear green, then it's matcha green, then we have moss and olive. When I colored something green with Arteza, I mostly stay with this color combo. And they have one great intense green from different family. It's forest. Very beautiful. I have no idea if you can purchase them now open stock, but those colors were really lovely. Definitely I need to use them still. You can see that they are probably the shortest in my remaining set of Arteza pencils. If we talk about other colors, well, Sucolor has not bad colors, and you can again work with olive green and with a regular green. Here I would say that the best colors are those mid-tones, like forest green also is lovely together with bottle green, but it lacks again very light color. For example, for forest green you need to select either something from this yellow green family, or again I prefer to use something from Pastel art to have better. In yellow green you have also plenty of colors. This color combo of kiwi, light olive, quite nice. So in Sucolor you can use it. Where I wasn't able to find any decent realistic green, that's Derwent Color Soft. If you follow me, you probably know that it was one of my first professional sets of pencils, and I was shocked that there is no normal greens there. And finally, Arctics also has quite nice colors. Here my favorites are asparagus green. It's actually similar to Kelly green from Prisma. I do love their lime peel. If I run out of Prisma color, I simply can go to this one. Also they copied pastel green, pale green, it's just copies. And those darker colors like chromium oxide, olive green, fairness, very lovely. Also here the army green is nice. So dark green again, not great. I don't like it. Maybe slightly better than Prismacolor, but actually very similar. So you can see that they definitely copied it. But that line, especially asparagus green, they are lovely. So if paper allows, if I feel that I can use substitutes for more professional pencils, I can use Arteza. Not very extensive range of realistic greens, but still possible to select something. Well, I hope that it was helpful. If you know other brands where I need to try green colors, please let me know. I purchased a couple of Derwent Pro Colors, those dark pencils, but I'm still not sure. Do I like them or not? I didn't use them enough to be able to recommend them or to say something bad. I'm just testing them. I have only a couple of dark green colors. So again, if you know any other lovely green colors which I can purchase open stock, I will be happy to hear your opinion. Thank you for watching. I hope that it was helpful.